Hello, students. Welcome to your geography class. As you know, we are continuing the seventh chapter, Lifelines of National Economy. Today, we are going to discuss about railways. We know railways are principal mode of transportation for goods and passengers in India. And railways always make it possible to conduct multifarious activities for business, sightseeing, pilgrimage, etc. etc. And this railway service is providing us a great service from last 150 years. And all this railway network have a great impact in our economic as well as in the development of a country. So, today we are going to discuss, as you know, in your textbook, we don't have the importance or advantages of railways. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss about the importance or advantages of railways. So, first, that what are the physiographic factors which always influencing railways? The first factors is the northern plain. Okay, the first physical factors which influence railways, now it's northern plain of India. The northern plains with their vast level land, high population density and rich agriculture resource provide most favorable condition for the growth of railway network in India. So the as you have seen, more desirable plain areas in our country, we have our railway network, a vast railway network. The uneven, next point, the uneven terrain like hills, mountains, rivers with wide beds have posed severe obstacles, create so many barriers for this railway network. So more even areas or plain areas, okay, we can expand the railway network. But if we have uneven area, okay, like mountain or any kind of plateau region, okay, it is difficult for railway network. The Himalayan, like example, like Himalayan mountain region, which is too much unfavorable for the construction of railways due to high relief, the less population and lack of economic opportunities. As you have seen, the railways are always providing us economic life. So if in a uneven mountain region there is less population, opportunities of economic city is less, so automatically it is not favorable for railway network. Okay, it is also equally difficult in sandy plain area like west Rajasthan, like in parts of Gujarat, forest areas of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. So railways networks are unfavorable for these type of barriers like mountain, uneven land, for a forest region, for a coastal region, for sandy plains areas, and it is favorable for plain region like northern plain region. So these are the physiographic factors of Indian railway network. If I know you are thinking that these things are not mentioned in your textbook, but don't worry, all these notes I'm going to send through Google Classroom. Okay. Now the economic factors which influenced by the railway network. Now there are several economic factors that affect the distribution of railways. State funding plays a vital role in development of railways. So economic life or economic factors is always affecting the distribution of railways. More density of population and more rich with resource or with agriculture places we are getting vast railway network. The state with the flexible laws support the growth of railways also. So state with a good economic growth is always providing Indian railways. Now, as you can see, this do you know is mentioned in your textbook that the Indian Railway is the largest public sector undertaking in the country. The first train steamed off from Mumbai to Thane in 1853. covering a distance of 30 kilometers. All of you should mark this one because these questions can come in your exam. These are MCQ question. The Indian Railway is a large public sector, of course, which is undertaken by our country. The first train which we have in our country in the year 1853 from Mumbai to Thane, which was just only 34 kilometers. So, as I said, railway network has a great importance in our country. Physiographic division wise, economic division wise, administrative factors. Okay, so all these factors, as you can see mentioned here, physiographic, economic, and administrative factors, these are influencing Indian railways. The northern plains with vast land, high population density, rich agriculture resource, of course, favorable for the condition for growth of railway network. If more numbers of barriers, obstacles we are going to get, like mountain region, okay, where have to create tunnels, bridges, etc. Okay, it is not favorable. Mountainous regions too unfavorable for the construction of railway. So it is totally different. So topography or physiographic factors is an important factor for Indian railway. Like it was difficult to lay railways line also in sandy plain region. So more even land we have in our country, it is always influencing Indian railway, and more uneven or unfavorable land we have, like mountain region, sandy plain region, coastal region, it is not favorable for the railways. Okay, and railways is not only providing us the economy, it also improves the business, it also improves, it also generates employment, as well as also shown us like sight scenes. So yes, of course, and more we are using railways when we have to cover a large distance. So railway, of course, railway is important. Railway transportation is of course important in our life because a long distance when we need to go or we need to provide services, of course we are using railways. So railways have a great importance in our daily life. Next topic, as you can see, is pipeline. Now, of course, through pipeline, we are not going to transport it. We are not passengers. They are not going to use pipelines. Pipeline transport network is a new arrival on the transportation map of India. It is very much new. In the past, these were used only transport of water to cities and industries. Now these are used for the transporting crude oil, petroleum products, natural gas from the oil, nat- from oil and natural gases fields to refineries, fertilizer factories, and big thermal power plants. So these are the use of pipelines. Of course, pipelines are not used by passengers, but of course, pipeline transport we are using to perform services to provide raw materials into different sector, like transporting of crude oil, petroleum products, natural gases, etc., etc. So the far inland location of refineries like Barauni, Mathura, Panipat, in these places we are having pipelines. Now, in our country, we are having three important networks of pipelines. First network of pipeline is from oil field in Upper Assam to Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, via Guwahati, Barauni, and Allahabad. It has branches from Barauni to Haldia via Rajban to Morigram, Guwahati to Shiliguri. Okay, so this is the first pipeline network of our country from Assam to Kanpur via Guwahati, Barauni, Allahabad. And the branches of this pipeline is Barauni, Haldia via Rajban to Morigram, and Guwahati. These pipeline network you have to learn. Okay, pipeline networks of our country you have to learn for your exam. The next pipeline transport, as you can see, from Shalaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab via Viragram, Mathura, Delhi, and Sonipat. It has branches to connect Koyali near Vadodara, Gujarat, Chakso, and other places. So this is the second pipeline network of our country. Third pipeline network is gas pipeline from Hajaria in Gujarat connects Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh via Bijapur in Madhya Pradesh. It has branches to Kota in Rajasthan, Shahjahanpur, Bala and other places of Uttar Pradesh. So these are the three pipeline network which you have to learn for your exam, and you are going to learn what is the importance of pipeline service in our country. Okay, so pipeline industry not providing us transportation for passengers, but of course it is important for supplying fertilizers, oil, natural gases, etc. Okay, now as we discussed about railway, there are few more questions I want to discuss about Indian railway. Okay, now we have discussed about the factors of Indian railways, the physical factor, economic factor. Now I want to discuss one question with you all, because last year in boards you have this type of question, something like this. Now compare and construct the merits and demerits of roadways with railways. Okay, so it means you have to compare roadways and railways. These type of question can come in your exam, where they are going to ask you your opinion that which means of transport is better according to you, roadways or railways. Okay, so so here in this type of question we have to compare in between roadways and railways, and at the end you have to write your opinion. So first of all, how we are going to compare these? Now construction cost of roadways is much lower than the cost of railway lines in the construction time. It's also comparatively less. So the cost of construction of roadways compared to railways is very much less, as well as time also required less for construction of roadways. Second point, roads can be traversed comparatively more dissected and undulating topography. So in difficult topographic region, we can place roadways, but it's difficult for railways. Third point, roads can negotiate higher gradients of slope, but as much roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes, and such can transverse mountains like Himalaya, where the mountain regions are unfavorable for the construction of railways lines due to high relief and sparse population and lack of economic opportunities. So due to lack of economic opportunities, due to sparse population, as well as due to high gradient slope, in mountain region it is difficult to have roadways, but in the same place in a difficult topography we can place roadways. Okay, so roadways is negotiable in any type of gradient. Fourth point, road transport is economical in transportation, which is pocket friendly, of course, of few persons and relatively smaller amount of goods over short distance. So as I said, we are using roadways, okay, for short distance, and it is suitable for the transportation, and railways it is suitable for transportation of large numbers of people and goods in bulk, especially over a long distance. So roadways are helpful to cover up a short distance, railways are useful for cover up a long distance. Roadways provide also door-to-door service. Thus, cost of loading and unloading is much lower, but railways have not reached everywhere. That's the disadvantage of road railways. That road railways not reached everywhere, but roadways are providing us door-to-door service. Okay. Still, there are places which are not connected with the railways. There's so many places in our country which is not connected by railways, but in these places roadways can easily accessible. Next point, Now, road transport is also used as a feeder to other modes of transportation, such as they provide a link between railway station, airports, or seaports. On the other hand, railway works as a lifeline for the economic growth. So maybe road transport is used as a feeder for railway station, airport, and seaport, but railways work as a lifeline for the economic growth of our country. They carry raw material and produces goods from one part to another part of our country, which is the most important thing for railways. Now, maybe road railways is not providing us door service. It is not easily accessible, but yes, of course, railway is the lifeline of Indian economy because it is providing us the transport for materials, raw materials, and as well as is transporting the final goods from one part to other part of our country. So that's how the Indian railway from last 150 years is helping or becoming the lifeline of Indian economy because it is very much helpful for us. So these are some points where we compare railways and roadways. So as I said, now these type of question can come in your exam, that which mode of transportation is good according to you or better according to you, and it means you have to compare roadways and railways, and at the end you are going to write your opinion. Okay, so thank you students for watching today's video. We are going to continue next topic in your next class.